Alright, Greg, let me show you some new warm-up exercises as well as some new core exercises and some upper body exercises for the January workout. The first one is arm circles with a squat. You just want to make sure that the ladies have their heels and toes, guys too. Straight forward, butt back, arms extended out to the side, elbows locked. From the side it looks like this. You don't want the knees going forward, but you want the knees over the top of the ankles as best you can get them with the butt back. Arms extended straight out. A golfer's grip. Pull back behind the shoulders as far as possible without dropping the wrist below the shoulder, and just draw circles forward. They'll do 30 seconds forward. They'll pause, turn the palms up, pull back even further, and go up and back. Arm circles backwards. Whole time the heels and toes are straight forward. That's the first warm-up exercise. Cats and dogs you're already familiar with. Next exercise or warm-up is arms overhead, left to right. This is for the torso, for the obliques. Your arms will be extended straight up, elbows straight, feet are together, left to right, 30 seconds. Next one's going to be a crossover T stretch. Crossover T stretch, they're going to be on their back. Legs extended straight out, arms into a T. Right leg up. Or you can see my left hand, so let's go the left leg up. We'll take the left leg all the way over. Oh, that's the other side. Right leg up, far back as they can get it. They're going to wrap it all the way over towards the left hand. Try to grab the toe. Keep the knee as straight as possible. They're just going to look back towards the right side. After 30 seconds of that, they'll come back to the middle, and they'll switch it up. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay? Knee as straight as they can get it. Leg back as far as they can get it. Wrap it all the way over towards the head. Look over to the left and then hold. Okay. I'm reading these off the screen, so I keep walking up to it. Alternating Supermans. They're on their stomachs. Arms straight out. See me. Arms straight forward. They're going to lift the right arm and the left leg. Then you're going to alternate back and forth, keeping the chin down, face is towards the carpet, chin is towards the chest. Okay, alternating back and forth. Okay, next one after that is going to be what's called a child's pose. Child's pose is here. They're on the knees. They're going to shift their butt back towards their heels as far as they can get it. Try to get the heels to touch the butt if they can. Drop the head straight down past the arms and the shoulders. Elbows stay locked out. Don't let them bend them. And they're going to walk the fingers over to one side and hold it, keeping the arms straight. They're going to feel a stretch right here between the shoulder and the torso. They're going to do the same thing on the other side. Slide the arms over, keeping the head down, butt back as close to the heels as they can get them. After that, they're going to go into a frog stretch with pullovers. Frog stretch starts here. They're going to bring their heels into them as close as they can get them. Pull it back. They'll let the knees fall out. They're going to lay back on the floor. Let the knees fall apart. It's a groin stretch. They'll be able to walk their feet a little further back, some of them as they lay down. They're going to point up towards the ceiling, then rotate back all the way to the floor, keeping the elbows as straight as possible. Look from ceiling, Charlie's Angels pose. Charlie's Angels pose. Fingers towards the ceiling, elbows straight, locked out. You're going to rotate all the way down, and all the way back up. All the way down, and then back up for the time specified on the sheet. Okay, after that, they're going to do shoulder circles. They'll be standing during this one. Very simple. You're drawing circles with the shoulders. Up and around, back, down and around. They'll go about 30 seconds in each direction. Then after that, we're going to get into our core exercises. Okay, the first core exercise we're going to do, called the Shana Crunch. I don't have a dumbbell here. I'm at home by myself. And didn't bring any dumbbells back with me. But what they're going to do is sit with the legs extended straight out. They're going to reach out as far as they can. Bring the ball up. Lean back so they feel the abs work. And then press back out. And then back. Lean back as far as they can, without letting their heels raise up off the ground and keeping the legs straight. They're going to do this with a dumbbell. So press out, bring it back, out, and then bring it back. Right here's where the work is, and if they'll crunch in their torso, they'll get a little bit of work crunching forward right here. They'll bring it up, come back as far as they can without coming off the floor, then rotate it through. Arm straight, up to the chest, out, arm straight, back, abs working, and back and forth. Okay, after they finish that one, they're going to go right into standing dumbbell rotations. They'll take that same dumbbell with the arms extended out front. Their feet are together, heels and toes are touching. So feet are touching, arms extended straight out, about shoulder height. They're just going to rotate that dumbbell around as hard and as fast as they can from side to side. Keeping the elbows straight. Careful as they rotate to the left. When they rotate to the left, don't bend that left shoulder. When they or that left elbow rather. When they rotate to the right, don't bend the right elbow. Keep the right elbow straight on these sides, working their core. The cues for that is draw the navel in, tighten the glutes, and tighten the thighs while they're rotating around. Helps give them a strong base to rotate off of, back and forth. Elbows stay completely locked out. After they do that, they're doing the plank up down. This is one of their favorites. I'm being facetious. They start off here in the hands and toes. For basic, they can do it on the knees. And what they're doing is dropping the right elbow, dropping the left elbow, pressing up on the right hand, and pressing up on the left. After 15 seconds of going right, left, you tell them switch, and they'll go left, right, which will be left, right, back and forth. Okay. They got 30 seconds of each of those exercises back to back with no break. Then they'll repeat that 3 times with a 30-second break in between rounds. Okay, after that, we're going from a push-up to a plank. It'll be 15 reps of these. This is what it looks like. It's going to be difficult after they just finish those 3 core exercises, especially the last one being a plank up down. They'll do a push-up, hands wider than the mat during this push-up. They're going to walk the hands onto the mat into a plank position, back outside the mat. Then they'll go down and up for 2. They got 15 push-ups at their own pace. If they could do 2 or 3 on their toes and then transition over to doing, 13 to 12 on their knees, and that's fine, but you want 15 push-ups all together. Go ahead and allow them to do those 15 push-ups at their own pace. Just tell them you want 15 push-ups, and each push-up will look like this: down, up, hand on the mat, other hand on the mat, hand wider than the mat, hand wider than the mat, down and up. They can do that on their knees as well for the basic version. Okay, after that, they're going to do a stability ball row. So this one's a little bit harder for me to demo with me being home and not being on the ball. But imagine I'm sitting on the stability ball. I'm leaning forward. My chest is out. Turn this to it. See, the side view is much better. So they're leaning forward on the stability ball, their butt's on the ball, and they're just pulling up into the rib cage with the dumbbells. Some dumbbells heavy enough for them to pull up to the rib cage with the wrist, squeeze the elbows in, release, and then come back down. The closer together they get their feet when they're in that stability ball, the tougher it's going to be for them to balance. The further apart they get it, the easier it's going to be. Obviously, the challenge for them is to get the feet together as close as they can without separating the feet. They're going to do 20 repetitions of those at their own pace as well. After that, they're going to do a standing forward dumbbell press. They're still going to be seated on the ball. They're going to have one dumbbell. Feet will be together or slightly apart. If they need more balance on the ball, they're just going to hold a dumbbell here at chest level and press straight out away from the body, then back into the chest. Straight out away from the body, then back into the chest. Back and forth. You control the reps on those. They'll do 15 repetitions of those. Okay, after that, they're going to go into their fast-paced exercises. Okay, the first one is going to be a tube press. What will happen, Greg, is you'll have them interlace the tubes back to back like you and I have done. And when they go back to back, remember their arms are going to be up on the tabletop. We'll stagger their stance with the right leg forward, left leg back. Chest is up tall. The elbows break the plane behind the back. Then they press straight out, and they're going as fast as they can go under control. Okay? Without letting the tubes grow, they just lift the arms up overhead and turn around. It's going to help you decrease the transition time so they're not letting the tubes go, putting it behind their back, switching. You want a quick transition, so after they finish 15 seconds here of pressing as fast as they can, they'll first switch to the other foot, to the left foot, continue so they get a full 30 seconds of presses as fast as they can go. One of the cues you want to use is that they're gliding their arms across the tabletop. You don't want the elbows dropping. You don't want the elbows coming up and wrists going down. Straight across the tabletop as fast as they can go. After 30 seconds is up, 15 on the left, 15 on the right, the arms come overhead. They flip over. They push their butt back. Go into a squat. Arms are out. Chest is up tall. And they're rowing as fast as they can, pulling the wrists into the rib cage as fast as they can go. After that, they'll drop one set of tubes. They'll partner up with the other one. One partner will have one handle. The other partner will have the other handle of one tube. They'll throw one to the side. Palms are down, side by side on that handle. Wrists come down towards the knees. My toes are straight forward. And then we wood chop straight up and down. What you want them to avoid when they're doing the wood chop is this. No leaning back. Okay, when they lean back, they're jamming the vertebrae together in their lower back. You want them to come from here, chest up nice and tall, to a straight up standing position. Elbows come back to the ears, straight up and down, as fast as they can go. Okay, they're going to do 3 sets of that, 30 seconds each. After that, they're going to do standing bicep curls. They can use dumbbells, palms forward, exchanging as fast as they can go. After that, they got an overhead tricep press. They can use one dumbbell and hold either side of the dumbbell here, elbows in towards the head and press up and down, or they can use 2 separate dumbbells and do the same thing, pressing up and down, okay, as fast as they can go. Keeping the elbows in towards the head. You're going to see elbows start to kick out. Make sure they keep the elbows in and they keep the elbows back as best they can, getting a full extension up top, okay? After that, we're going to they're going to rest for a little bit. Actually, they're going to do those 2 back to back. Just 2 exercises to the 3 like we typically do. You do 3 rounds of that to burn it out. Then after that, they're going to do a sequence just for shoulders. And the sequence for shoulders will be 1 dumbbell. It'll be anywhere from 5 to 8 pounds. Anywhere from 5 to 8 pounds. They're going to take that dumbbell, feet together like we did earlier. It's the same thing we did earlier where they're rotating from left to right with the dumbbells, fast as they can go. Okay, they're going for 30 seconds. This is all focused on shoulders. Elbows are locked out. What you'll find is when they rotate right, they're going to want to break that right elbow and start bending it. Tell them don't bend that elbow. Keep it straight all the way around to the right. Keep it straight all the way around to the left with the feet together. After they finish doing those rotations, they're going to squat down and start chopping, wood chopping with that dumbbell. So they're in a squatted position, butt is back, and they're chopping up and down. After they finish 30 seconds of that, here's another exercise we did earlier, which was a press straight forward with the dumbbell. They did it sitting on the bar in the very beginning. They did a wood chop with the tube earlier, and they did what was the first one I showed you? The dumbbell rotation. They've done all these during the course of this workout. Now we're doing them all together. This is all focused on shoulder. This is shoulder as fast as they can go. This is shoulder in a squatted position. And this is shoulder pressing away from the body. You'll have them do 3 sets of that, 2 to 3 sets. See how fatigued they are with that amount of work and see how they feel. So you'll do that last sequence 2 to 3 times on its own. Before that, you do the bicep and triceps 2 to 3 sets on its own. Gauge their fatigue level. If they're starting to break down, you feel like they fatigue the bicep and tricep muscles during the bicep curl and the tricep extension, then cut it to 2. If you feel like they have more left for a 3rd round, then go ahead and add a 3rd round. What you want to share with them is that whether or not they have a 3rd round is based off of how well they do the 2nd. Be like, we'll have a 3rd round if we feel like we need it, depending on how well you guys fatigue the muscles with this 2nd set. So that's going to be the workout for upper body for January. Hopefully that stuff makes some sense. Give me a call if it doesn't, if you have any questions, and I can walk you through some of this stuff. All right, Greg, I'll talk to you soon.